Hello, in this video, we will introduce polymorphism and dynamic binding. Let's look at this example here. I'm going to write this code here. Is display object G. So this is the function. So here we're going to print G dot string. So this is the same as just print G will be fine. So this is explicitly written here. This is the function to test if these two geometric objects have the same area. So now we can write this G1 dot get area equals G2 dot get area. Now, I'm going to create circle object in the main function and rectangle object in the main function right here. Now invoke display object C and display object R. So this R is rectangle. So what happens is this invoke the display object C. It's right here, display this. So now you pass C here. So this is fine. C dot string. So which one is now invoked? So that is fine. That is because C is circle. So circle's string method is invoked. When you invoke display object R, so this rectangle's string method is invoked. Here, we're going to have this print the circle and rectangle the same size. So this is area is invoked, C and R. So when you have the G1 is C, that's circles get area is invoked. And this rectangle R here is this R dot get area, so rectangles get area is invoked. So this is fine, and this is, we call this is polymorphism. So what happens here is you pass the objects to the parameter. As long as the method can be invoked from the object, so that is fine. So this is what here polymorphism means. You can pass different objects as long as the methods can be invoked from the object. So here, you pass different objects. You pass C, you pass R, that's all fine, as long as this method can be invoked. Same thing here. You pass different objects to G1 and G2, as long as this get area method can be invoked. So that's called polymorphism. Python decides which method is invoked. So at runtime, a method may be implemented in several classes along the inheritance chain. So which one is invoked? This is decided by Python at runtime. So this is called dynamic binding. So let's look at the example here for dynamic binding is this. I'm going to have this student class right here. Student class. So we have, this is the student class self. This is the return the string student. This is a print student here to print it. So invoke this string here. Now here's graduate student is a subclass of student. Invoke string here is return graduate student. Now we have this A is a student and B is graduate student. A dot print string. So you invoke A dot print string. So A is student. So this print string is invoked. So which here string is method is invoked, that's student here. So that is student. Now the next one, B dot print student. What is B? B is graduate student. So you're coming here, this is string right here. But where's the print string? Print string is defined. It's right here. It's on the student. But when you invoke the string, so which one is, it depends on which object. This is B. So Python knows that is string is overridden right here. So graduate student is displayed. So this is dynamic binding. So that the same method is overridden in several classes along the inheritance chain. Python decides which method is invoked based on the actual object, which object is when you invoke it. So that determines which method. This is called dynamic binding. So what happens, let's look at one more time here is, so you can look at this diagram here. You have all these classes. You have this, so this is the inheritance here. So C1 is a subclass of C2, C2 is subclass of C3, and all the way go to the root, that is the object class. So now if you invoke a method, so from an object O, so now look at O. If O is C1, so let's see if the object, the method defines C1. If not, go look in C2 and then go all the way to look until you find the implementation for the method. So this is dynamic binding, dynamically determined when the program is executed. That is all for this video, polymorphism and dynamic binding. See you on the next video.